But right now I have breaking news, and Dan, the timing on this is remarkable. We were just talking about what might happen with some of these record-breaking wide receiver contracts.
Don't be surprised.
And just, well, to no surprise, Adam Schefter tweeted literally in the last 2 minutes that the Vikings and Justin Jefferson have reached agreement on a 4-year, $140 million contract extension that includes $110 million guaranteed. Makes him not only the highest paid wide receiver in history, but the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. It includes $88.7 million guaranteed due at signing, which is the highest non-quarterback guarantee at signing in NFL history, and resets the wide receiver market. So two things. A, dinner's on him tonight. He's buying. And B, Dan, what should we make of this?
Well, look, if you do the math, 4 years, $140 million, that's $35 million a year, which is $1 million more a year than Nick Bosa, who until just now was the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. He got his deal done last late August, early September, I believe. Same agent, incidentally, Brian Aberald, who also did the Joe Burrow deal, so he's on a roll. But yeah, I think that now you look at this as the top, right? If you're CeeDee Lamb, realistically, you feel like you probably slot in right behind this number, right? Like how close to 35 can you get? And it should be pretty simple at this point for the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb to reach some kind of deal. Now, we know in the past Cowboys have fought with players about structure on some of their bigger deals, so that we have to see what this looks like with the Vikings and whether they can work off of that. But it's the domino that a lot of people have been waiting to see fall in the wide receiver market because it represents likely the very top.
Mike T, let me come back to you. Shefty tweeting, there were multiple teams this offseason that inquired about trading for Justin Jefferson. The Vikings let each one of them know in no uncertain terms that they had zero intention of trading Jefferson, and the conversations ended right then and there. I want to ask you a question, Mike T, from a GM standpoint, a team building standpoint. Graziano just brought it up. Look, Justin Jefferson is an unbelievable player. No one's questioning that under any circumstances. But in a world where there are now so many incredibly talented wide receivers, would it be reasonable to ask a person who is a team builder, should you pay this much money for one player at that position when there are so many other really good ones?
It's a very fair point, including Jordan Addison on their own team, who was a first-round pick. And Greeny, I think Minnesota made a mistake from this standpoint. The day Kirk Cousins left, they could either have traded Jefferson, presumably for at least a first-round pick, maybe more, or you say, we're going to get the deal done today, which would have been probably $31 or $32 million, going back to what you and Graz were just talking about. So by waiting, they cost themselves at least $3 to $4 million a year per year, on an average per year basis, as you see A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown getting done on that graphic. So to me, they were sort of like half pregnant, but if they were going to commit to him, do it much earlier in the process, or say, hey, we lost Cousins, let's blow up the whole thing. We have Jordan Addison, we have T.J. Hockenson, and let's rebuild from there, which to me would have made sense as well.
Quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. Jefferson was talking early in the offseason about being the highest paid non-quarterback, so I'm not entirely sure 31, 32 at that time could have got it done. He was always looking to top that 34.
It's going to be interesting to see, where, to your point, where this ends. Because things are, these things,
will.
There's the expression, in business, nothing grows all the way to the sky. Go ahead, Mike.
It'll be Jamar Chase, in my opinion, his LSU teammate. He'll come in above Justin Jefferson. I think when you look at Cincinnati, they drafted Jermaine Burton, who could replace T. Higgins in a year, and clearly they have to keep Jamar Chase, and I think that's where the market will top off for the foreseeable future.
At some point, we have to do a research dive into how much money the players on that team wound up making in the NFL. Between Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, all those guys, half their defenses in the NFL. That might be, we could do this, Hembo, like the richest in going forward in the NFL college teams of all time.